Oh My Dog with Jack Dee and Seann Walsh.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jack.
How are you? Are you okay?
I'm good, thank you. I am. How are you?
I'm perfectly all right, thanks. Yeah, I'm really good.
Good.
I've just been out for a walk with Dolly and saw someone leave their dog's mess behind, because she's just walking ahead and not looking behind them to see where their dog is. And when she looked round, I tried to indicate. I said and she just looked at me as if I was, I don't know, trying to be rude or something, which I wasn't, obviously.
Yes.
And then she just turned around and walked off. I think she knew what I meant, though. But it goes back to, this is a sort of recurring theme in this program, that we all thoroughly disapprove of people who don't pick up after their dogs, but don't quite have the courage to confront people when they do. Because we don't want to be one of those people. That's the trouble.
No, exactly.
Yes.
No, I think, yes, this is a recurring theme. But it does happen. It does happen when you're looking at your phone.
Or just walking ahead with your dog. I just think, the best thing to do is, if you have to look at your phone on your walk, just don't, or wait until your dog has done their business, because that's what the walk is about, isn't it?
Yes.
Make sure the dog has done all their business, and you'll know your dog well enough to know, okay, I know, to get into the crudeness of it, she's done a bit there, but I know she'll do another one in a minute's time, just to sort of, just to finish off.
Hang on a second. That's what Mildred does. Is this?
God, we have so much in common, Sean. I can't believe this.
Just start a podcast.
What's your favourite pizza? Come on. I didn't want to dwell on the subject, but
I know. I'm sorry. But there's a pattern. Is it? This is Mildred has her spot in the park. She goes there, and then I know.
Yeah.
30 seconds, she's going to look for another spot, and then we're pretty much done.
Is it the same spot? Is it usually the same spot?
The first one is, yeah. And then the second.
So you don't need to clear it. You just go around once a week with a shovel. Since we've got straight into the mucky business of it, how about Juniper? How does she? Is it a school run? Does she go on?
Yeah, it is the same spot, but she rarely would go and then go again. So it's all in one go. So I can just do a quick. I don't know if this is just me. I feel super embarrassed when she starts to squat, and I'm like, oh my God, I quickly get the bag out. In fact, I've got one ready to go.
Yeah.
So I can just grab it and just, because I don't want anyone to think, oh, that dog's always going there.
Yeah.
So I'm just really quick with it.
Can you leave Sainsbury's, please? See, this is why we don't want dogs in here.
What do you mean you get embarrassed? I don't understand.
I don't know. I'm just weird. Yeah. I think
so Juniper, when Juniper crouches and you know she's about to do the business, you freak out.
I don't freak out. I'm very quick because it's a busy time. It's the school run, so there's lots of people around, and I just want it done quickly, and I want people to know that it barely touched the ground. I just grabbed it.
On the pavement.
No, it's on grass. There's like a grass area as we're walking through. It's quite nice little cul-de-sac, and there's a sort of grass with big trees there, and she'll always go there.
Sounds like you've left Bedford.
What's this
First
grass?
drink of the season.
Yeah.
But, this morning she wasn't very well. So she was sick before we went out, and I was a bit worried about her. I wasn't going to take her out. And then she perked up, and she's had a bit of plain chicken, and she's fine now. But I think that was yesterday. I think she ate some cat poo. So I think that's what did it.
Eek.
And this morning when we got back, I cleaned up somebody else's poo. There was one right in the middle of the pavement, and I thought, that's terrible. So I cleaned it up.
Wow,
yeah.
that is that's beyond.
I'll jump in for Jack there. That's too far.
I've got a new job. I go round, but I actually have never. I don't know if you're going to believe me here, but I've never not picked up Juniper's poo ever. I've always picked it up.
I think I'm the same with Dolly. I think I'm probably the same. Especially if Juniper's always on the lead, really, isn't she? So,
there's no excuse then, is it?
So there's no way you're going to miss it. So anyway,
No, but so what possessed you to? I'm sorry, I know we don't really want to be in this conversation. I appreciate that, but I do have to understand what made you pick up another dog's.
Okay, it was how to put it. It was not particularly solid. and it was right in the middle of the path. So I'm thinking somebody's going to walk in that, and they're going to walk it right past my house. So it was kind of selfish.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Ultimately.
No. You were sort of self-interest. That's fair enough.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
But it wasn't pleasant. I tried to flick it away first of all, and that didn't work.
Oh, okay.
God, this is awful.
Right.
Let's end this here.
Yeah, let's.
I know.
Sorry, that's enough.
But that is enough. But anyway, good. I'm sorry. I started it. It's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done
Anyway,
that.
I had a massive curry last night. This morning, oh my God! Anyway, so remember last time we spoke, first episode back, I told you about Mildred going on the dog walk. She was going to go on the dog walk.
That's right. Yeah.
For people that aren't up to date, just needed to make sure that Mildred had a bit more of a routine, because sometimes I couldn't do the morning and had to wait until the afternoon. I felt a bit guilty. So we've got this fantastic dog walker from around the area, and she took Mildred on a 2-hour walk.
Wow.
With other dogs.
Okay.
And brought her back. And Mildred, oh my God, it was joyous. I've not seen Mildred in that good a mood.
Wow.
In a long time. She's having the time of her life, hanging out with the other dogs, and she comes back. And Jack, you've mentioned Dolly doing the zoomies.
That's it. Yeah.
Quite a bit. Mildred doesn't really do the zoomies that much. She's very excited.
Right. Yeah.
But she doesn't do the zoomies in particular. And the zoomies. She got home. Zoomies around the house, and then she went out for a 3-hour walk with the dog walker yesterday, and came back again, zoomies again, and it's just wonderful. I'm so glad I've done it.
It's her way of telling you she's had a great time. She's really happy. Please arrange that again.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really nice, isn't it? It's like she started at big school or something and really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Exactly.
But what's happened to Michelle? Because is she live too far away from you now or something?
No, Michelle would do me a favour.
Okay,
in fact, Michelle helped me. Sara knows this because we had a technical error, and the technical error was I couldn't find my earphones because it's been a while since we've recorded Oh My Dog.
Yes.
And so I called Michelle and said, "Have you seen my earphones?" And Michelle knew where they were. So Michelle's my carer, basically. Wilder, actually, Grace asked Wilder, my daughter, what Michelle did. Wilder loves knowing people's jobs.
Yes.
It's a big thing. She needs to know your job, what your job is. And she said, Grace said, "What's Michelle's job?" And Wilder said, "Helping Daddy." So it's true. It's very much true. So Michelle would just do me a favour and walk, Mildred, when I couldn't.
Okay. Yes,
and this was more about we need a proper dog walker that's doing it. And I know
you've done a great thing there. That sounds really excellent.
Yeah,
the socialising aspect as well, isn't it? She's making friends.
Yes.
Because Juniper saw Daisy this morning on her walk, and it really made her morning. They were so happy to see each other because they're little besties, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I saw something the other day that said that it's really important for dogs to socialise.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, and have their own friends.
Yeah, can't convince Dolly of that, but it's...
No. But she kind of likes it when... Oh God!
Nelly comes over. She quite likes Nelly, But she actually the other day Nelly came over and she after a short while Dolly had enough, so she just took herself upstairs and thought, I'm done with this now. But
it's so funny.
I know.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I can almost imagine you doing that with if you and Jane had friends round, you halfway through just going, "Yeah, that's me done, actually. I'm just going to go upstairs. I've had enough."
Yeah.
So any news regarding Dolly or Juniper this week?
I think I feel I've almost covered it, really. I'm looking here, speaking of news, on our notes for this episode. It says, now we're in season 4, we thought, what better time to bring out a newsletter? I don't remember thinking that. Do you?
I never ever mentioned a newsletter. I didn't know that with the arrival of social media, I didn't even know that newsletters were still a thing.
Are we going to have to, print them off and then take them around and put them through letterboxes?
You've got a paper round now, Jack.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Do you know more about it, Sara?
Well, seeing as I wrote that in the script, I suppose I do.
Yes, what's going on?
Basically, it's going to be a way for our audience to get even more Oh My Dog in their lives. So if you if you don't feel it's enough to just hear from us once a week, you can also get the newsletter once a month. And in it, there'll be like highlights from the show that month. There's going to be tips from Simon. There's going to be a dog rescue of the month.
Wow.
We're going to feature rescue centres. So it's going to be added value and a lovely way for us to stay connected with our audience.
Oh, wonderful.
Have I sold that to you?
Well done.
You have, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm glad I thought of it now. When you put it like that.
Yeah, well done, Jack. Top work, Jack. What would we do without you, Jack?
I know. I'm just always thinking about these things, and but no, that sounds really good. I'm going to sign up to it. I think I'll...
Yeah. Brilliant.
What?
So it's an email.
It's an email, yeah.
And it gets video. You get a little video highlights package of the pod. I see.
Well, no. You could get some clips, and also it'd be a really great place for us to talk about the next live show we do.
Oh, okay.
So people can find out things like that.
Yes.
They can find out about your shows. There'll be links.
That'd be
all
really
sorts
good.
of things
Okay,
in the
great.
Oh My Dog world.
Yeah, because we're now on Spotify, aren't we? With this podcast,
We've partnered with Spotify now. Yeah.
So I know I'm slightly thinking out loud, but in podcast terms, that's a promotion, isn't it? That's us getting our big boys trousers on, isn't it? Is that right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
We're at the big school now.
Yeah. We've hit the big time.
Okay, so that's great. So you have to have a newsletter once you're on Spotify, and and thanks to all our listeners for keeping on listening. So there's even more content available for you.
Yes.
on the newsletter.
And one thing I would just say on Spotify, now that we've moved on to Spotify, you can leave comments underneath the episodes like you would do on video clips, like on Instagram. Yeah, and I was just going to say, and please, can you refrain from doing that? Thank you very much.
Please, can you shut up and not do it anymore?
There we go. One quick thing I will update you with. Oh, we've got our guest. They know we've got a guest today. We've got Simon. Is it time for Simon?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We've got Simon the dog expert coming up, so he'll be
fantastic.
Very interesting. We haven't spoken to him for some time, have we?
No, I know.
What were you going to say, Sean?
Grace had to take Mildred to the vets, but I'll tell you about. No, everything's fine. I'll tell you about that next week. It was just about something that kept on coming up on season 3 as well, and that was the prices. Remember, the vets had brought up.
Yeah.
I think it was Dr. Scott, and actually, was it? He talked about just how expensive it is getting.
Yes.
And Grace came back.
Yeah, Paul as well was saying that. Yeah.
Yes. I'll tell you about that. Please remind me. I'll tell you about that next week, because
there's a cliffhanger, everyone.
Yeah.
What's this about vet prices? How long do we have to wait?
Okay. All right. I mean, basically, it was 230 quid for a swab. All right,
for a
there
swab.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And did you get any results from it?
Wow.
Yeah, they get. Yeah, she's on the medication's 30 quid. So,
right.
So the bill comes to £230.
Yeah.
The medication itself is 30 quid. So it's £200 to weigh Mildred. It's £200 to weigh Mildred and have a swab and go, yes, it is an ear infection. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what did the swab involve? Just getting a Q-tip and wiping it around her ear or something?
All right, Jack, I mean, you're talking to me like I was there. Grace isn't in.
Okay.
Great, sorry. I mean, yeah, this is what we'll have to do next week. Grace took Mildred to the vet. I don't know the details, do I? It was a lot of...
We'll have Grace on next week to tell us what actually happened.
Yes, exactly. But anyway, we've got a voice note from our listeners, don't we?
Yes, we've got a voice note from Lou.
Hi, gang.
Yes.
Thank you for everything you're doing. And I don't mean that in a patronising way, Seann Walsh. Yeah, keep going. You're doing a real good job. I just wanted to relay to you a slightly psychotic song that I sing to my dog. She's called Sushi. She is a Jackawawa. And so she's also called Sushi, Sushi Noodle, Poo Bag. Yeah, she's got lots of names. But here's the song. I just thought you might enjoy it. But be prepared. Your face is so sushi, I could put it in the oven, Your paws are so delicious, I could put them in the oven, Your tail is delicious, I could put it and cook it in the oven. And so it goes on. Mainly body parts. It sounds a little psychotic. It's not. I love her. I would never put her in the oven, but she's just so delicious. I want to squeeze her silly face with every day. I think our love of dogs is very mutual, and keep doing what you're doing. Love. The love is real.
Oh, thank you. And that was Lou from North Korea. Oh, it was a very sweet song, actually. It's great. It was great. It is quite weird, the mad places we go to in our brain with our dogs, isn't it? It really is. Also, we had an email from Marcus Beadle. He says, Dear Jack, Seann and Sara, thank you for
What's
the podcast.
What's that bleeping? Sorry, Jack. Is there bleeping?
Something bleeping?
Someone's left their fridge open.
Oh, I can hear something in the very, very background. I don't know.
Oh, it's outside.
Is it? Okay, don't worry.
It's a truck in the distance.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a truck.
So
Sorry.
maybe it's a binman or something.
Yeah, it's probably a police van or something reversing up your street. All right, sorry, Juniper. Okay.
She didn't like that.
Dear Jack, Seann and Sara, thank you for the podcast, long-time listener and a firm favourite podcast. As an opener to this, I will say that I am a hospital consultant and my wife is a teaching assistant, so usually fairly sensible. We not only have voices for our two dogs, Rosie and Watson, they're both Cocker Spaniels, but use their voices to avoid arguments. We have found that we can say anything in our dog's voice to our partner as long as we say, says Rosie at the end. For example, yes, he does leave his socks on the floor all the time, said Rosie. So as this statement comes from the dog, the other person can't get angry. Has worked for over 12 years now. Contact me for other marriage tips. Thank you again for the amazing podcast. Thank you. It's from Marcus Beadle. Excellent. I'm so pleased that I'm not the only one who does that because, as I've said before, a lot of conversations between Jane and me take place via Dolly. A lot of things get done by me because Dolly wants them done. Whereas if it was just Jane, it would be. So Jane, the other day, Jane left something in the car, and she said, "Do you mind just whipping out and getting it for me?" And because I didn't have my shoes on, I thought, I can't wait in the morning, it'll be fine. It was just a carrier bag or something. And then about a minute later, Dolly's worried about it being out in the car all night. So I have to get my shoes on and out I go. It is.
Oh, it really works.
But yeah, it does. Because
really
I can't
works.
say no to Dolly. I mean, I can, I'll sass back to Jane, but not with.
Yeah. That's absolutely
I'm very
fantastic.
pleased that I'm very pleased that we've established that.
Yes. So dogs also like keeping marriages strong. That's fantastic.
You have these kind of alter egos through which you act out various things. It's like an avatar, isn't it? That it's not for real. So if it goes wrong, okay, that was just the sort of the pretend versions of us having an argument. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I think that's fantastic, and it's probably time to speak to our dog expert, Simon.
Hello,
Simon.
Hi, Simon.
Simon,
how are you?
How you doing, guys? Not too bad. How are
Great to see you. It's been a while because we've been off air, as you know, and so what have you been up to, Simon?
I have a little announcement to make. Actually,
I say, go on then.
I am officially getting a new puppy.
Hey.
Oh, lovely!
Wow. When is this?
The second OMD.
When is this happening?
Yes.
We went and saw her yesterday for the first time, but we'll be picking her up at the end of October.
Oh, how fantastic! So talk us through.
So she's only 4 weeks old at the moment.
Wow.
She's absolutely tiny. So she's a German Shepard, long-haired German Shepard. She's going to be joining Leia. We did think, it took us a long time to think about it. We were umming and ahhing about getting another rescue and things like that. But because I use my dogs as like stooge dogs and example dogs for my clients. I want something that I know what the history is, so I know I can train her from day dot and getting her all the way through. So she's a work tool as well as a family pet. Sort of thing. But yeah, so we saw her yesterday for the first time, 4 weeks old. She's just been weaned, so she's just started on solid foods as well. She's got all the teeth coming through, so mum's not too happy about that. She keeps sort of running away from the puppies as they were all approaching her when we were seeing her.
Yeah. Did I miss?
So
have you given her a name yet? Did you say that?
We do indeed. So because my wife is a pastry chef, we're going to name all pets going forward after desserts from their host countries.
Fantastic.
So because she's a German Shepherd, she's going to be called Strudel.
Strudel, what a great name.
Very nice. I like Strudel.
Adorable. Look at that. It's a little picture. Looks like a little bear or something that you've got there.
So she's sweet. Very tiny at the moment.
She is tiny, isn't she?
So what brought on the beginning of, when did this?
Oh, years ago, because Leia she's 9.5 now, so she's going to be 10 next year. So I kind of want to retire her from the work side of things and just let her enjoy being a dog for, everything willing. I've got a good 5-6 years left in her yet. So I just want her to enjoy her older age, shall we say.
Yeah.
So it's a nice transition period of getting a younger pup now, and then obviously they can sort of transfer over.
Yeah.
But Leia's going to be a phenomenal teacher. She's going to teach the puppy far more than I could ever could,
Yeah.
A few 20-minute training sessions here and there is not going to compare to the 24/7 that she's going to get from Leia. She's going to learn dog body language and social cues and all the stuff. I don't have a tail for one, so that's not going to be something I can teach how to use and signal and stuff. So Leia's going to fill in the gaps for me.
So what sort of work does Leia do really with you? How do you incorporate her in your work?
One of the magical things about Leia is she's incredibly patient and tolerant. The only time she's ever sort of reacted really is if she's overwhelmed by sort of more than 2 or 3 dogs at once. So she's kind of back off, guys, give me my space sort of thing. But she will put up with anything. So dogs barking in her face, dogs running around her. She's not that fussed. She'll join in and play if she wants to, but she's very independent and quite happy to sort of sit and do her own thing. Do you know what I mean? And that patience sort of teaches other dogs that, you don't have to be at this level all the time. You can just relax and enjoy what's going on around you.
Yeah.
So that's what Leia's good at. So hopefully Strudel gets the same.
Amazing. I can't wait to hear more about that. You must be really excited.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's been lovely because even though she's only about 4 weeks old now, so she's just starting to learn sort of behavior cues, and this is the point where mum will start telling them off if they're getting a bit too boisterous and things like that. But she so the breeder that we're getting her from is really lovely. She's got a big family home. She's got 3 dogs of her own, so Strudel's gonna be used to having bigger adult dogs around her as well. She's also got kids and grandkids. She had a grandson there yesterday when we went to see her, who was just running around and dropping toy cars everywhere and things like that. And when we got Strudel out, sort of look at her on her own, she was just completely unfazed by everything.
Great.
She just sort of sat there just watching him. Yeah, okay. Yeah. He dropped a a little metal Hot Wheels car toy right next to her, and she didn't even flinch. A 4-week-old puppy not even reacting to that is fantastic.
That's nice. That's obviously a nice, calm dog. Yeah. What was the process for choosing that breeder? Did you go and meet the dog parents and things? Is that what you did?
Yeah, so we met the mum. The dad belongs to the next door neighbour, so it was an accidental litter, which I kind of like because at least I know it's not a puppy farm.
That's true.
Apparently, it was when we had the bad weather a few weeks ago. Basically, their fence blew down, and the dog was out in the back garden. And when it came in, it was still dry, and the dog had snuck in next door, and Strudel was made.
You can imagine that dog listening to the fence come down in the storm and thinking, I've got a great idea. Oh, this is good. This is very good.
Don't mind if I do.
Hello.
I couldn't help notice that the garden fence was down. Thought I'd invite myself in.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So I know it's not a puppy breeder. This woman didn't want to breed her dog anyway. She was she's about 2 years old. The mum, she's beautiful, big, all black German Shepherd, really, really gorgeous. But she wasn't intending to breed from her. So this is the first and last litter that she's going to have. Touch wood, no more fences fall down. So I know that it's not someone who's just doing it for the money. It's someone who's, I've got a litter of puppies that need a home. So
very nice.
It's timed up perfectly for us as well because we didn't want to get a Christmas dog. We didn't want to get a puppy over sort of December time because, that's when price inflation, because breeders go, oh, Christmas, people buy puppies. So
I didn't know that.
And also, it forces people, people shove like dogs through the breeding process to have puppies ready for Christmas.
Oh, that's awful. I didn't know that.
There's a lot
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a lot of unethical breeding out there, so it's really hard to like find a good breeder.
Even in this in this country, Simon, in the UK.
Absolutely,
it's terrible, isn't it? It's just terrible.
I won't name any names, but there's places not too far from me where you literally go in and it's like a barn, and there's sections of different puppies. So there'll be cockapoo puppies, German Shepherd puppies, Spaniel puppies. You just go in and take your pick like a sweet shop, and it's awful.
Okay,
it's really, really bad.
Awful. Yes.
And not to say, and the problem is with breeding like that, it's why we've got things like XL bullies and stuff like that, because people are going, oh, well, it's the trendy dog at the moment, so let's just breed the hell out of them, basically. Yeah. And people charge ridiculous amounts of money. We're talking thousands, really? £4,000 or £5,000 for a puppy, which is just a designer dog, really.
Yeah.
You've probably seen curly-haired Frenchies. Like, there's a trend of curly-haired Frenchies at the minute.
Oh, look, I bet I do now. Now that you've said that, I bet we do.
Yeah. The problem is with the curly hair, it's not like a natural gene for Frenchies. It's kind of a recessive gene. So it's forced breeding this recessive gene to come to the front, but it brings loads of other health issues with it as well. But just because they look a certain way. Yeah.
No.
And it's all due to the trends, because people just see this, this is the trendy dog at the moment, so I'm going to buy this dog.
So you've already kind of indicated a few ways of knowing it's not a puppy farm. If someone is listening to this thinking we want to get a new dog, but we don't, we want to make sure it's not from how do you make sure it's a proper breeder and that it's not being done cynically for just financial reasons?
Do your research. Absolutely do your research. Google, search engines, find reviews if they've had litters before. They should be council registered. So the council should have registered that they're, doing ethical breeding practices and things like that.
Right.
If they're not council registered, they're probably hiding something. They don't want people to sort of analyze what they're doing.
So where you got Strudel from, was that council because that was an accidental litter, but did they nevertheless register it? Yes,
she did. Yes.
Wow.
So she did. So she's ID she basically has to prove that she is who she is, and she's doing this for the right reasons.
Okay.
A lot of vets practices will sort of partner with breeders as well. So like Strudel's going to be microchipped, have her first vaccinations and all this sort of stuff. And proper breeders will make sure that's all in place for you before you get your dog as well. Because, you want your puppy to be wormed and stuff before you get it, because it can, worms and parasites can really be harmful to such young dogs as well. Just like human babies, they're susceptible to everything. It's a really hard one because there's no sort of, beyond the council registration and things, there's no governing body that kind of sets the standard for everything. You kind of have to just do your research into the breeder, maybe find some reviews, join some like social media groups and things like that where people have bought from that person before, and just see their feedback. It also depends on the dog you're getting as well. So, for example, we knew we wanted a German Shepherd. I've grown up with German Shepherd, so it's a breed that I know inside and out.
Simon, what's the personality of a German Shepherd? What's the typical personality of a German Shepherd that you love so much?
Very guarding. You won't be left alone very often. They like to follow you everywhere, just because of the guarding nature. Originally, they were a shepherding dog similar to like a collie. But then they kind of learned that their guarding instincts were a lot stronger. So rather than herding the sheep, they protected the shepherd. And that's how they kind of got popular. And that's why they've become police dogs and stuff, because they've just got this fantastic guarding. Like they can be very suspicious of strangers. So you're going to do a lot of desensitization work with them if, you want to sort of calm that down a little bit, get them used to people knocking on the door and things like that. And they've got one of the strongest bite forces of any dog breed as well. So that's why the police like to use them, because they are fantastic at gripping and not letting go.
Yeah. Yes. As Sean knows.
PTSD kicking in now.
You've triggered him there. You've triggered him.
I cut you off, Simon. Sorry, you were saying before I asked about the German Shepherd. You were saying how you came about getting the German
Shepherd. Can I just show you a picture that Simon sent me of how she may look when she's older?
That's potentially what she might look like.
So
she won't be all black.
So she's liver and tan.
She won't be all black like the mum. Okay. But the liver and tan is a classic look, isn't it? Gorgeous.
Yeah, so the mum is black and the dad is what's called Isabella, which is kind of like a cream and brown colour. It's a very, very rare sort of colour in German Shepherds. It doesn't, luckily, unlike the sort of curly head Frenchies, it doesn't carry any health issues. It's just a colour variation, but it's just very, very rare. And they've made liver and tan puppies. They're so chunky and big and healthy. But the big thing for me with German Shepherds is the sloped back. So it's purely a breed standard, shall we say, for like show breeds and stuff like that. You've probably seen it where the German Shepherd's slanted like this and its bum's almost touching the floor because its back legs are so malformed and misshapen.
Right.
And it just leads to hip dysplasia and issues. And it's why we have to, a lot of German Shepherds health tested to see if they've got good hip scores and things like that. And the problem is, it's become sort of, rather than having no health issues, it's kind of like, oh, we've got a small level of tolerance for what health issues we could have. But when we were looking for puppies, we saw some where the backs were so ridiculously sloped, the dog might as well be a triangle. Whereas Strudel, and, so I checked, the breeder was really nice to let me do my professional bit. And like, I was assessing the hips of the mum and I was like making sure her temperament was good while I was like prodding and poking her and things like that. But she's got a lovely straight back, really strong legs. The dad's got a really straight back and strong legs as well. So touch wood, there's not going to be any real health issues there as well. So
fantastic.
And a lot of that comes from selective inbreeding, which is again another issue with the sort of puppy thing. They have basically a score of like how related dogs are. And it's why you'll see a lot of dogs that are registered with like Kennel Club or pedigree, like lineages and stuff like that. And it's to prove that there's a distance between the dogs.
Right.
But again, instead of it being a 0% related, I think the tolerance level is something like 3% related or something like that.
Right.
So your dog could be like the great grandson of a dog that you're going to be breeding anyway. And you're just mixing bad genes in together and there's no genetic diversity there. You want as much genetic diversity basically as possible.
Yeah.
That's why rescues have so little health issues.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So what's the process for introducing Leia to Strudel? How are you doing that?
Leia already is fantastic with puppies.
Yeah.
She adores puppies. Like when we're out walking, she will make a beeline to play with a puppy. Like she likes having that little energetic friend to play with. Again, because she doesn't like getting overwhelmed by bigger, more boisterous dogs, she can control the play a little bit better with a puppy. So I already know that she's going to be fantastic from the off. So, for example, yesterday we were holding Strudel and touching her on our clothes as much as possible. So when we came home, we just let Leia just sniff our clothes, basically, and just get an idea of the scent. Because she's going to remember that for 4 weeks at least, she's going to really lock that in. And we were really rewarding her for sniffing and like making a big fuss of it and like, oh yeah, this is great. So she makes that positive association with that scent before the puppy even comes home. I am going to do some form of video to like show how to introduce a puppy to Leia, but obviously I'll do it first off camera and then I'll do a reenactment of it just because I want to be in that moment and I want to monitor Leia properly and things.
Yes.
The funny thing is I messaged Simon and I was saying, Simon, I've just been looking up getting a second dog for Juniper to have a little sister or brother.
Oh, wow.
Not quite yet, but I just thought this is so great that Simon's going through this. For anybody considering getting a second dog, what's the process? How do you make the right decision? All those things. I just thought this is going to be so good for everyone to find out through Simon's experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And guidance as well. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not going to be a smooth route. There are going to be times where Leia and Strudel will have disagreements.
Yeah.
But Leia is... She's that experienced and she's that age now where she knows how to deal with it. She's not going to, she's going to be able to do the corrections that I can't do or I wouldn't want to do. The sort of more physical corrections, like snapping and barking at her and telling her off when she's being a bit of a pain in the backside, as small children and dogs tend to be at times. But it's all completely natural. I don't want to, I don't want to be using tools and enforcing a human perspective onto it. I want a canine-based interpretation of it. And I trust Leia's judgment entirely. So I know she's never going to hurt her. If she's telling her off, I know she's just telling her off. I know she's not going to like cause a fight or anything like that.
My gut instinct is it'll go very, very. I'm sure it will go very well with you anyway. But my experience of it was when we had Walter, who is our dachshund, our standard dachshund. We originally had Walter and Darcy. They were brother and sister from the same litter, and they were absolutely delightful dogs, standard smooth-haired dachshunds. And then very sadly Darcy died and Walter really never kind of bounced back. He was just sort of really, you could just tell he was just wasn't himself. He was really sad. And Jane said, I think he'd really like some company, but I don't want to get a puppy because he's quite old and I don't want him to think he's being shunted out. And so, because why Jane did this, but she went on to this website for Chihuahuas, and I'd literally said, look, we're not getting a Chihuahua. You must be kidding. I mean, there's just no point at all. And she said, oh, it's only because this one wants a home, and showed me the picture. I said, where is it? We'll go and get it. I literally looked at the picture of this little thing. And I will find. I'll post it to you. The picture that she showed me that was online.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
And, but anyway, when we got Dolly. Cut a long story short, we brought her home to Walter. He was similarly. It was love at first sight. And the interesting is that Dolly doesn't really like other dogs, but she was absolutely devoted to Walter. And they would get in the basket together and cuddle up and everything like that.
Oh my God!
She's never done that with any other dog.
That's amazing.
I've never, you've never said
story.
that, Jack. That's so sweet.
He actually had a second wind really after that. He just absolutely was so proud of her going for walks, and his tail was in the air again, and he really got his mojo back, as the kids like to say.
Yeah.
It just goes to show, like, the dogs are pack animals. Like, they like having a little social circle. That, even if it's just you and your partner or yourself, like, they like to have that social element. It's so important to them.
But otherwise, Dolly isn't really into other dogs. She's not in any way. But with Walter, she instinctively knew this is my my new best friend, because this is the home I've come to, and he's part of it. So it was amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is why, for us, I don't think it is the right time, but there's a lot to consider. And, perhaps next time we would get a rescue, I think that would be something I'd like to do. But that would mean the right timing, the right dog, and when Juniper's ready. So there's a lot to think about. It was funny. It was a feeling of like being a little bit dog broody.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of thought it is like when you've had a child and then suddenly you go, maybe we should have another one, It's that sort of feeling. So I think
as Sean knows.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever thought that, to be honest.
I was going to say, it's 2 a.m. and you think, what have I done? Yes. Well, I'll just take this moment, I think, to just say to our listeners that if anyone has a similar story to, say, Jack's, where you've got a story about having a dog and it's kind of aging, and you've brought in another dog, we'd love to hear about that and hear how that goes, because there might be people that kind of feel like they need the same thing.
And it's also, it's worth reiterating. It's because I know some listeners have got in touch with us about saying that a rescue isn't always the right way to go when you're getting a dog. And I'm glad to get your story about getting a puppy from someone who's got a litter and doing it the legitimate way. Because, let's be fair, if you've got a family with small children, that might be the most sensible way forward. It doesn't always have to be a rescue dog. It's great if you can, and if you're in a position to do that. But otherwise, there's nothing wrong in doing what you've done. It's great.
No. And that's the thing. It's like neither's better than the other one. It all depends on the context and the circumstances. Because getting a rescue is fantastic. I really looked out with Leia that she is just a wonderful dog to begin with. But you're not always sure of the dog's history. Many rescue centres won't let you have a rescue if you've got another dog and they don't think that dog's compatible with other dogs, or if you've got cats or children. You'll see stipulations of like children over 16 only, or things like that. Like, you just don't know where the dogs come from a lot of the time, and you don't know what past trauma that dog's had. You don't know what negative associations they've made, and in those instances, it is probably safer to go for the puppy route.
Could be,
but there's neither's better than the other one.
Sara, would you go back to Juniper's breeder and get another from them if they've got?
Yeah, I that's definitely something I'd consider. But my heart goes out to all the rescues out there, so that is something that's very much on my mind as well. That's why it might be another year or two, once Juniper's fully grown and fully secure and the kids are a bit older, because that's why we went for a puppy the first time, because the kids were young. So there's a lot to think about. I just think for Juniper, ultimately it would be a really nice companion for her, but that we know there have been people that have brought in dogs and they haven't got along, and then they have to go through a training process. So it's not all plain sailing. I think there's a lot to consider, and Simon's the perfect person to talk us through it.
I really recommend, if you are going the puppy route, just do your research on the breed, even if it's like a mixed breed. Do your research into the individual breeds. See if those breed traits are applicable to your living circumstances and things like that. Don't get a collie if you're going to be living in a city centre flat. They need land, they need fulfillment. Otherwise, it's going to just trash your house, or the dog's just not going to live its best life, really.
No.
So make sure you know exactly everything about the breed and rehearse it backwards. Really, really study the breed that you're looking into.
Well, I can't wait to hear more about how that goes. And when are you bringing her home?
2nd of November.
Lovely. Okay. Well, you must keep coming back on and keeping us up to date.
Please do,
with your puppy.
There'll be lots of pictures.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks. It has
Likewise.
been great.
Lovely seeing you guys again.
Good to catch up with you. Thanks a lot, Simon. Good luck.
Lots of love, Simon. Thank you.
Bye.
Look after yourselves, guys. See you later.
Bye. Lovely.
Wonderful.
Wasn't that good to hear? As he said, that's puppy number 2 in the Oh My Dog family.
Yes.
So.
That's fantastic. And also, Sara, can you remember his Instagram handle so that listeners and viewers can give Simon a follow themselves? Was it dog behaviourist?
Dognative.behaviour, I believe.
You're right. Dognative.behaviour. You can go and give Simon a follow, but we'll be having Simon back lots.
Well, it'll be in our newsletter, won't it?
Of course. You wouldn't have a newsletter without that, would you? Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad it's being received in the way I wanted it to.
Well, anyway, thank you all for listening to Oh My Dog. We hope that you're enjoying taking a deep dive with us into our love of dogs.
Yes. I don't. How do you have that on your script? I don't. Did you remember that off by heart?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
Do you want me to remember the rest of it as well? I'll see if I can. Yes, please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel at OMD Pod. And please do get in touch by emailing us at hello@omdpod.com and find us on Instagram at OMD Pod. You'll find loads of extra content and videos there. You can send us your voice
it's coming
notes.
back to me, Jack.
Oh, is it? Well done.
It's coming back to me now. Yes, it's all there. It's coming back to me. Yes, don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast to. And remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.
That sort of backfired on me a bit because I was reading it to make it sound obvious that I was reading it, but then it just sounded like I was not able to read very well, and then I had to then start acting it out like I actually did know it. So I'm not happy with the ending of this podcast.
You're going to really struggle with the newsletter.
Sign up.
Sign up now.